Story 1. The last delivery. It was just past midnight when Alex received a notification. A food delivery request from a remote part of town. The kind of place people whispered about, but few actually visited after dark. The address was on the edge of the old industrial district, an area mostly abandoned, where the shadows clung to the cracked pavement like secrets. Alex, a seasoned delivery driver, had handled late-night orders before, but something about this one felt off. The restaurant had been slow all night, so when the order popped up, Alex grabbed it quickly, eager to make the extra cash. The order was simple, a large pizza and a couple of sodas, nothing complicated. The client's name was just M, which was unusual. Usually, orders had full names or nicknames. The instructions read, "Please knock 3 times. Wait for the door to open before calling out." That was strange, but Alex shrugged it off and started driving. The closer he got, the more the streetlights flickered and died, until the only illumination was from his car's headlights. The neighborhood felt abandoned, except for the occasional rustle of wind through broken windows and the distant hum of a generator. Alex parked in front of a small, dilapidated house with peeling paint and boarded-up windows. The porch light was off, and the whole place looked like it hadn't seen a visitor in years. Alex checked the order, then walked to the door. He knocked once, no answer, twice, still nothing. On the third knock, the door creaked open, just a crack. A pale, trembling hand reached out and snatched the pizza box before the door slammed shut again. Alex stepped back, confused. He called out, "Hey, the sodas," and no response. Suddenly, he noticed movement inside the window. A figure appeared, standing in the shadows, barely visible. The figure's eyes reflected the faint light, glinting unnaturally. Alex felt a chill run down his spine and decided to head back to his car. Just as he turned, his phone buzzed with a new message. He glanced down. "Thank you. Enjoy your meal." Alex's stomach twisted. There was no way the client sent that message. His phone was only connected to the delivery app, which didn't allow client texts. He looked back at the house. The door was now wide open, revealing a dark hallway stretching endlessly inside. Curiosity warred with fear, but something pushed Alex forward. He stepped onto the porch. The door slammed shut behind him, plunging him into darkness. His phone's flashlight flickered on, illuminating peeling wallpaper and broken furniture. Then, from deep within the house, came a whisper, "You're not supposed to be here." Alex's heart pounded as he fumbled toward the exit. Suddenly, footsteps echoed behind him, slow, deliberate, closing in. The last thing Alex saw was a pale face emerging from the shadows, eyes void of life, as the door slammed shut, trapping him forever. Story 2. The ghost order. Samantha had always enjoyed working the night shift as a food delivery courier. The streets were quiet, the work steady, and the tips were good. But one night, she accepted an order that would haunt her forever. The order came through at 2:13 a.m., a request for a late-night burger and fries from a well-known diner downtown. Nothing unusual except the delivery address was an old apartment building, notorious for being a hotspot for weird incidents. Samantha arrived, parked her scooter, and pulled the order bag from the insulated cooler. She entered the building's dimly lit lobby, where the flickering fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. She pressed the buzzer for apartment 304. There was no answer. She tried again, louder, still nothing. After a few moments, the door to the stairwell creaked open, revealing darkness beyond. Shrugging off the unease, Samantha took the stairs, each step echoing in the silent building. At the 3rd floor, apartment 304 was at the end of a narrow corridor. She knocked softly on the door. No answer. Then, the door slowly opened by itself. Inside was a sparse, dimly lit apartment. The furniture was covered in sheets, and a thin layer of dust coated every surface. On the table sat the burger and fries from her delivery bag, untouched. wrapped as if ready for someone to eat. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her. Samantha spun around, heart hammering. She grabbed her phone to call for help, but the signal was gone, no service. Her breath caught when a whisper floated through the room. "Thank you for bringing the meal. I've been waiting so long." She turned to see a figure seated in the corner, a woman in a tattered dress, translucent and glowing faintly. Her eyes were hollow, and her smile was sorrowful. Samantha stumbled back, dropping the order bag. The figure moved closer, her voice barely audible. "You're the first person to visit me in years." Panicking, Samantha dashed to the door, but it wouldn't budge. The ghostly woman reached out, her cold fingers brushing Samantha's arm. A sudden wave of overwhelming sadness crashed over her. Then, a loud bang from the stairwell startled the spirit away. The door flung open, revealing a building manager. Worried by the noise, Samantha didn't wait. She fled down the stairs, out into the cold night air. She never took another delivery to that building. But sometimes, when the night is quiet, she swears she hears soft footsteps and a voice thanking her, long after she's gone. Story 3. The wrong-addressed Jake was new to food delivery, but quickly learned the ins and outs of the job. One night, he got an order that seemed straightforward. A late-night ramen from a small shop near the edge of town. The customer's address was a modest suburban house. He arrived around 1 a.m., a little tired, but eager to finish his shift. Jake knocked on the door and called out, but no one answered. He noticed the porch light was on, but inside, the house seemed dark. He checked the order details. The customer's phone number was listed, but didn't he respond when he called? After waiting a few minutes, Jake figured the customer might be asleep or away, so he decided to leave the food on the doorstep with a note. As he set the bag down, a faint sound made him freeze. Footsteps from inside the house, pacing near the window. Suddenly, the curtains twitched. A shadow passed by the window. Jake's heart pounded. Then, the door slowly creaked open. A man stood there, face obscured by shadow. His smile was unnerving, wide and crooked. "Are you the delivery guy?" the man asked in a low, gravelly voice. Jake nodded, trying to keep calm. "Good," the man said. "You dropped something." Before Jake could react, the man reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a blood-stained knife. Jake backed away, but the man stepped forward, blocking his path. "Don't worry," the man whispered. "I just want to make sure you remember me." Jake dropped the bag and ran, heart racing as he heard the man's chilling laughter echo behind him. That night, Jake realized the address wasn't in the delivery app's database. The order was a phantom, and the man was no customer. He was a predator, using the delivery system to lure victims. Jake quit the job the next day, but sometimes, late at night, he wonders how many others have been caught in the same trap.